Large language models remove the execution bottleneck. They can write code and generate text instantly. But that speed creates a new bottleneck, evaluating the output. In this environment, taste is not an aesthetic preference. Taste is the rigorous discipline of preventing the machine from generating plausible fiction. This diagram displays the TPM new hire workflow. It's a continuous loop of 6 core commands: interview, draft project brief, next milestone, hook setup, update, and auto improvement. The machine handles the massive volume of writing tickets and planning sprints. Your job is to act as the ultimate gatekeeper at every step of that process. Mastering this command line workflow organizes Claude Code into a localized personal operating system. Step 1 is the intake. You type /interview, forcing a structured process where Claude asks about constraints, goals, and technical context. The system generates a capture summary. You must explicitly confirm it. This is your first taste checkpoint. You have to evaluate the document and decide if these are your actual constraints or just the easiest answers. Once confirmed, you type /draft-project brief. The AI converts your verified summary into a canonical project contract. This brief requires specific sections. It forces you to explicitly list your technical constraints and exactly what is out of scope. Here is your second taste checkpoint. You review the brief to ensure it represents the true boundaries of your project before any actual building begins. Answering these questions up front takes 20 minutes, but it eliminates the need for 20 hours of rework caused by missed requirements. With the brief locked, you type /next-milestone. This command ignores long-term roadmaps and extracts only the immediate, actionable tasks you can complete right now. At this sprint taste checkpoint, you review the tasks. You must determine if they solve the highest value problem or if they are just the most obvious steps for the AI to suggest. Over long sessions, AI models suffer from semantic decay. The model gradually forgets original constraints as its context window fills up. The danger here is that the output still looks highly plausible on the surface, even as it structurally rots from the inside by ignoring your core architectural decisions. This map shows the antidote. Running /hooksetup installs session gates and stop hooks to intercept bad changes after every file write. At this guardrail taste checkpoint, you verify these automated checks actually measure project survival metrics, like running your test suite or validating schema. An autonomous project system is only as reliable as the automated tripwires keeping it aligned to the original specification. At the end of your sprint, you type /update. This forces a debrief on what actually happened versus what was planned. This diagram shows a split-screen comparison of the process. You must log actual blockers, failures, and mid-sprint decisions, rather than a sanitized report for management. This is your sync taste checkpoint. If you hide the friction from the system, the next sprint will be planned on false assumptions. After multiple sprints, you deploy /auto improvement. This command extracts actionable patterns directly from those honest update logs. This visualization shows how the system analyzes your history. It sweeps across 5 lenses: velocity, friction, scope, tooling, and skills to propose concrete process changes and suggest new custom skills to build. At your final taste checkpoint, you have to actually implement the suggested workflow rails instead of ignoring the report. A project management system only works if it actively learns from its own failures and rewrites its own rules. The flywheel architecture enforces consistency. When you provide rigorous constraints, the system produces accurate documents. When the inputs are shallow, it simply formats your own assumptions into professional-looking prose. The flywheel maintains a consistent structure across every artifact. However, the qualitative value of that output remains your responsibility. If you provide poor inputs during the interview phase, the flywheel will simply produce polished garbage at high speed. As AI removes the execution bottleneck, your primary differentiator becomes strategic taste, knowing what to build and how to maximize the value of every token spent. You are the manager of an agentic system. To start, clone the repository, run the setup script, and type /interview.